So I'm just up. I can't really sleep like that. I got a lot going on, but I'm sitting here just here. I got a download, and the download was, you guys know I talk about 3D, 4D, and 5D dimensions by way of like our astrology charts. I feel like our astrology charts essentially are our birth certificates, are our social security numbers. This is the blueprint to who we are. Obviously, that was whitewashed, and then, they replaced your astrology chart, your Akashic records, in other words. They replaced it or replicated it, rather, with birth certificates and social security numbers, things that don't fucking matter, right? So what I am getting at this time is, I need you guys, I always say, the 5D is our draconian chart. That is who our soul, that is us, that is our, our pure soul. This is who we were before we came down here, signed the contract, and started this human experience. I need you guys to understand, look at your Draco chart, 5D. And if you don't know what that is, Google draconian chart or draconian astrology. Type in your birthday. If you have your time of birth, that's even better. And it'll pull up what I would call your 5D chart. This is who you are. This is your soul in its purest form before it was conditioned down here. My point is with this video is this. Look at your Draco chart, all right? I really want you to study that chart. I really want you to become very familiar with it. Now, this chart is not easily attained. This is literally like when we talk about north node, south node, all of our north nodes in each divisional chart or each chart, astrology chart you want to follow, it's all leading us back to Draco. So I want you to see what happened when we descended down here. I really want you to see what happened, and it shows you this just in the astrology chart. My personal Draco chart, I have double the energy in each planetary placement. So example, I can have, my sun is indeed in Scorpio, but it's in the 8th house. My moon is in Leo in the 5th house. My Venus, and so forth and so on. It's double the energy. Everything is whole. Everything. Now, I know everyone else's chart may be different, but the point is, your Draco, your 5D chart is your strongest. That is what we're trying to get back to. When we die, this is where we're going back. When we say, our souls are going back to where they came, that's essentially what that means. Like, I'm telling you, your astrology chart is literally the blueprint to what's going to be happening in your life. Why, when, like, it's literally like a computer. Like, we are computers. Literally everything has been pre-programmed. We just pretty much have to, as humans, we're trying to get our humans up to speed. And hence is why there's so many different replicas and there's so many different things put in place to distract you and to confuse you. Again, that's the whole purpose. And that's why there's agents and so forth and so on. Look at your Draco chart. This is where you were when you were a spirit, right? Then you became a human. We had to descend. And that's where that tropical chart is coming into play, 3D. Then as your consciousness expands and evolves, you'll then tap into a Vedic. And that's when your Vedic chart will then become, it'll resonate with you. And this, again, it shows you where you are at on a soul and spiritual level, y'all. It's not no fucking race. Like, that's why I don't understand why people be trying to outdo other people. Like, it's not necessarily a race. Like, you're going based off of your own computer system. You get what I'm saying? So look, I just want you to compare and contrast your tropical chart, 3D chart with your draconian chart. Look how weak it would seem. Like, it just seems more weaker and may seem even more emotional. Like, it's just, you got to understand, like, descending, even in, like, I'm not even a scientist, I don't know about all of that, but this is just me intuitively speaking at this point. Like, just like there's gravity, and just like, there's altitudes and, I think there's altitudes, air altitudes or something like that, right? The higher you go, the thinner the air is, the less oxygen, so forth and so on. The lower you go, There's the oxygen and the gravity and the things that hold you down, correct? So in that alone, you have to understand we are literally down, man down, man down. And we have forces around us designed to keep us down. Everything is as above, so below. So even if you go back in history, the things that were put in place to keep certain ethnic groups down is essentially the same thing. It's a fucked up, it's very fucked up, but it's a manifestation of what is going on energetically and how the world fucking works. Like, it's all very fucked up. Just like when your system starts fucking up, your day becomes fucked up. Like, if you know, we all operate off of technology, right? Like, you know, electricity and all these things. Like, just imagine you at work and your system just will not cooperate. It's making shit harder. Those lines are getting misconstrued. Now you're getting a not responding error message. Now you need to bring up your task manager and clear some things the fuck out, because your system has been overloaded with the bullshit. You get what I mean? That is how life is, and that is literally what your astrology charts are showing you. Everything. We are already pre-programmed. We're already pre-programmed naturally. And then there's another layer. Is levels to everything. There's another layer of pre-programming, or conditioning rather. So we were pre-programmed. We signed the contract. Look at your Draco chart. That was our pre-program. Look at your tropical chart. That is your conditioned program. Do you get what I'm saying? As you evolve and expand, your spirit, your mind, the way you think, then evolves. You're going back up. Remember, the air is thinner, and you get what I'm like. Come on, the 4D chart. Once that becomes once that resonates to you, you then can concur. Damn, you can concur. I didn't say that word in a minute. Ooh. You can concur. That's where you're at spiritually and mentally. Like, you're combining everything, right? You're combining you're getting closer to your programmed. You're like, the best way I could put this is like, you know, this is like an Apple technician, right? Trying to fix an Android device. So this is what happens. Before we come down here in this world, we were programmed to be an Apple computer. Apple. We descended down here in this fuckery that we call Earth, right? This human experience. We became an Android just like that. Boop. We go from Android 3D chart astrology, right? Now we Android computers. Now we go into 4D. From 4D, we can now say we are now homemade computers. You get what I'm saying? Now we're homemade. We have developed our own computer system now. So we went from going from Apple, right? We got broke. So our Apple computer was broken, which required us to then get it fixed. But whoever was who was trying to fix it, they are an Android technician. So they were trying to condition the Apple computer to operate like an Android computer, but you are an Apple, right? So then you say, fuck all that, okay? You're like, you know what you're trying to design, you're trying to make me to be an Android computer, but I'm a fucking Apple, right? So you know what? Fuck your Android. I'm going to build myself a computer system. So that's where your 4D chart comes into play, Vedic astrology, right? You now take matters into your own hand and rebuild your damn self. You try to rebuild your damn self, right? And this is where the experience comes into play. This is where you take over. This is where you're assertive. This is where your consciousness is where it's at. You're not depending on the Android technician, and you have to learn how to become the Apple technician, because who else is going to do it right? What is the saying that we say? If you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. Do we not say that? So now 4D chart, you're now doing things yourself. You're reprogramming the program. Once you've mastered your own computer system, you have built your own technology. You've rebuilt the computer. that is when it's not going to be perfect because we are humans, right? So again, that 4D chart, we're humans. So it's only going to be as good as our humanly selves can get it. That is when you ascend to 5D because you put in all the effort, the time, you learned everything that you needed. You understood the wirings. Like, even though it's not rebuilt, like when something breaks, it'll never be as the original. Y'all know that. You know that. You know that. So this is essentially what is going on. Like, you rebuilt yourself, right? You reprogrammed the program. You are like, no, this is who I am. This is what I remember. This is how I know the space button is supposed to do. I know what the delete button is supposed to do when I press it. Like, this is what you have redone for yourself once your consciousness has evolved. And from that point, it's almost like just with you trying to refurbish yourself, essentially, is what I'm saying. It's almost like the universe or a parent or somebody comes out of the fucking woodworks and just buys you a brand new computer, or just buys you a brand new fucking computer. Draco, we're back to 5D, brand new. Like, you're back to its original. You're operating the way that you should, again, because it's a brand new system. Like, you were just gifted brand new. So what you did, you refurbished something. Yes, you did the best, and it looks good. It looks good. Y'all know them refurbished. I know y'all got a refurbished phone. Don't sit there and act like you don't, or a refurbished computer. Don't do it. I know you do. It doesn't operate the same as the original, but we getting somewhere. And it's almost like, you know what? Fuck the refurbish. Because you refurbish and put the effort into even doing that, we're going to give you a brand new fucking computer. It's almost like Oprah. Y'all came to her show that day, and, you know, she just felt good on the inside. Like, you get a car. It's almost like that. Like, just from you showing up, you participating. This is what it is. Like, you can look at this earth like trade school. Just, you showed the fuck up. And you tried your hardest to refix and refurbish some shit. They're gonna let you graduate. Like, you did what you had to do. That's essentially what this is down here in this motherfucker. Alright? So that download just hit me. And, this another download just hit me. You know how they always kind of, like, the universe, corporate, especially, like, they expect you to kind of operate like a robot? Like, I'm sure you've said that before. I'm sure somebody or a company has made you feel like you're a fucking robot. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Like, I really want you to sit and think about that statement. Like, I'm not a robot. You think I'm a robot. Indeed, you are a robot. I need you to understand that. You are. At least your human body is. At least the programming and what this whole human experience essentially is. It kind of is. And that's why things are designed to make you feel like you're a robot. And, you know, because that's essentially, it's subconsciously telling you and reminding you that's essentially what you are in a way. And that's why if we talk about extraterrestrial beings, now I'm tapping into some other shit. That is where our advanced technology and all of these other things are coming into play. But I fucking digress. This is what I have for astrology downloads, I suppose. And I think it's about like 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm not even sure at this point, but that's what I have. Gotta go.